Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. You know, somebody just brought me lunch, a plate full of delicious food in front of me. He just knocked on my door and brought me lunch. And I was getting ready to do a YouTube video. And I tasted it and I said, wow, that's very, very good. But I'm going to go ahead and eat in front of everybody. No, I'm not going to do that. I thought I'd just do the YouTube video first and then eat. And as I'm doing the YouTube video, as you can see, I'm looking at my plate of food. Boy. You know what? The other thing I got thinking about is I always worry about what's behind me. In my trailer, I live in an Airstream trailer. And I'm always worried about it. And I'm always worried about what am I wearing and do I have a shirt on with a collar, because normally I just run around with, these kind of really nice knit t-shirts. They're very cool. They breathe well. And a hoodie. That's all I ever really wear because I'm by myself all the time. And I said, I don't care. Heck with them. And then, this is even crazier yet, I stacked books up here where this thing is, so that the phone is more at my eye level. And I don't really care about that either today. So this is what you get. And it's probably going to be short because I'm hungry and I'd like to eat that food. And then I have something to drink. I always have something to drink. And I drink a lot of this Arizona green tea. Is that what that says? Yeah, Arizona green tea. And I put it in the freezer, and I love it. And this is my last bottle of it, and I'm thinking about heading over to the dollar store later on in an hour or so, and I might buy like 2 of them because I like them at night when they're nice and cold. So anyway, I've done a good blog. It sure would be appreciated if you read my blogs. They're under Navigator's Handbook, and I start them off on Twitter, and then I move everything over to Facebook, and then to LinkedIn, and then to Instagram, Pinterest, and I don't know, a couple other, 2-3 other places. And I keep them short, a couple short paragraphs. And the content is always just impeccable. I'm really proud of the stuff because it's only supposed to be so long, so I have to condense everything down to exactly what I'm trying to say without all the other stuff thrown in. You can always find my stuff on my Facebook page, John Zager Facebook page. And you can find my podcasts, my YouTube videos, my blogs every day. All of that stuff. And, see, like here's all my headphones back up in there that I keep trying to buy another headphone to see if it works better than the other one. And I found out that if you don't pay $1 bazillion, none of them sound good. But anyway, and my podcasts, I did a good podcast today, which I'm going to kind of run a spin off of it onto this if I ever shut up long enough to do it. But, that's a place you can do it. Now my podcasts are done through Spreaker.com, so you can go there. You can go to, boy, what are all the different places? Spotify, YouTube. All of my podcasts are on YouTube under my channel, John Zager. And every major outlet for podcasts, they've allowed me to be in that so that I cover a larger amount of people. I've been doing this for years, but I don't know, maybe after time they just give up and let you be heard everywhere. But the problem with that is that I'm on all the big major outlets to get a bigger audience. But if people don't know me, why in the heck would they ever click on John Zager channel podcast? I don't know. So, as I've said before, we get paid on all this stuff that we do, the YouTubes, the podcasts, the blogs, the blah, 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 based on the amount of people that view or listen, and they can figure that out. Trust me, they do, down to the single number. And the amount of people that subscribe or share it, send it out to other podcast outlets or social media places. I mean, they count all this stuff, right? And based on that, if you meet certain numbers, you get money. Now, everybody that watches me understands that, I've been doing clinical psychology since 1968 or 69, September. And I've been doing neuroscience along with that for pretty much the last 13 years. And I do coaching and consultation. I'll do speaking engagements and, workshops. I don't know. Most of the time, I don't get a lot of requests, but periodically I do get a request here and there to do this, that, or the other thing. And I'm happy. I'm happy to do it. A lot of the time I do it, what do they call that, pro bono? A lot of the time I do things for free. But I'm very, very poor, and I live in my little trailer, and I live in a, what is this place? A storage lot. I live in a storage lot. And they let me stay here for free. I don't have any hookups, but once in a while they'll let me get a hose and get some water in here. And once in a while, a little bit more often than not, I get some electricity so that if I have to use the air conditioner when it's 100 degrees, I can do that. And I have a heater that I just got fixed, my propane. So if I needed to use that, I could. And then when it gets cold, last night I got down to 36, I have can you see that? I have a little electric heater that I periodically turn on to kind of take the chill off of the place. I used to say to people, send your penny, nickel, dimes, quarters, to my PayPal account, which is jzager@gmail.com. Is that correct? Yeah, jzager@gmail.com. That's my email. And that gets you into my account in PayPal. And you can put all your penny, nickel, dimes, and quarters in there. And then I have extra money to go over and I can buy at the dollar store. I can buy my Arizona green tea. But nobody ever sent anything. One lady sent me $25 a couple years ago. That's all I ever got. So I'm demanding now that you send some pennies into my PayPal account. All of these other things, what did they call that? Monetization. You know, based on everybody keeping track of how many people listen and subscribe and share and blah, 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 blah. You know, the last time I spoke to you about this, about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I said after all these years, all that stuff combined, I was at, I don't know, $4 and some cents cumulative, and I had 4 or 6 followers. I don't remember. I think there's more people that watch it. They just, you know, they just don't feel like they want to subscribe or share or do whatever to be counted. I don't know why they keep coming back if they won't do that, but it sure would be helpful if you decide to give up your time, 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, to listen to me. Today I'm just talking about help. And, you know, if you're going to do that, maybe you could just subscribe or something. It doesn't mean anything unless you hit that little bell thing. Then the bell thing notifies you when another video or podcast or blog or something comes out of mine, which is every single day. Don't hit the bell. And then you don't have to be bothered by any of this other than when you decide to go and watch and listen. But I get the credit for you subscribing because right now I'm up to $6.04 after quite a few years. And they don't pay out anything until you hit $10. So it might end up being, you know, me doing all this stuff for maybe 3 to 5 years, and I'm just getting close to I'm at 6. I might eventually make it to $10. And then what they do is they'll send you your $10 one month, and you don't get $10 every month after that. It means then you have to go back and start all over again, which for me takes me 3 to 5 years to get enough subscribers, I suppose, to get to $10. So I am not, it's kind of funny, I am not the guy that makes $1 million and lives in $1 million house in Hawaii. I'm very knowledgeable and I'm very available, but I haven't even made $10 doing this yet. I will. But so John Zager, I'm everywhere. If you just go on the internet and social media and track the name down. I mean, other than the police and warrants and FBI and CIA activity, you know, ignore that part, you know, and the jail time and the time in prison and whatnot. But, you know, if you can look past that, you might say, well, maybe I'll listen to this. Maybe I'll listen to this cat again sometime. Pretty funny, huh? It's so cold, you guys. I keep it so cold. Um, it rained all night. We had some hail. Thank God, no hail damage on my truck or trailer, but it was close. It was pretty big hail. Um, we're back to good weather for a while. I'm thinking about I need to probably move on from here where I'm living. I mean, hook up my Airstream trailer and take off somewhere. I don't have a lot of money to go anywhere, but I've been here for coming up on a half a year, and I probably need to not take advantage of being here for free much longer. I thought about going back up to the Pacific Northwest. I like it up there because I can salmon fish in the summer or winter, and I can do steelhead, along the ocean. And I've always stayed in Northern California, right on the coast. There's a little town right there, and you've got the Trinity River and Smith River, which is outstanding. And I spend some winters up there because it's fairly cheap. When you get to Northern California, it isn't the same price as California, so. But I'm thinking about heading up into Oregon because there's some wonderful rivers up there. And I thought if I could accumulate enough cash, I could hook up and drive that way, take my time. Might take me a week to get there. And there's a little place I've been wanting to go called Coos Bay, Oregon. I don't know what's there. I've seen a picture or two and it looks kind of pretty. And I think there's a river there that you can do some steelhead and salmon. But anyway, I was thinking about heading up there, this early in the summer and kind of hang out there somewhere cheap and, keep doing what I'm doing, with all my stuff that I do every day here and wherever I'm at. And then work my way down the coast later in the summer, early fall, and down through California. I want to take a look at the foothills east of San Diego. Not quite in the desert, but, when you come out of San Diego, you go up over these hills. They're pretty good-sized hills, and then you drop down towards the desert. And I'm wondering if there's a spot in there that an old guy could live. I don't know. If not, I would head down the Phoenix Valley. And I've spent a lot of time down there. I used to live down in Scottsdale. Had a private practice down there for quite a few years, and boy, those days are gone. And if that doesn't work, maybe head down along the Mexican border and go east down towards Texas Gulf. I like the Texas Gulf. It's great fishing in the winter. Maybe stay down there for the winter or something. But anyway, some thoughts that I had, and because I do such great YouTube videos and all the information you're getting like today, you might want to subscribe, be another person that subscribes to my journeys. Actually, it's kind of funny because everything I have is based off of John Zager Thoughts and Travels or something like that. I don't know. I've written 5 books that are all published, and they kind of work off of that premise of, when I get on podcasts and YouTubes and, do my blog. I mean, a lot of the times I'm just talking about life experiences and what I've done. I mean, I used to live down in Central America, and I've got stories on top of stories down there. Whoa! What an amazing place to live. I've lived all over Central America. And down in the Mexican peninsula, you know, I've spent a lot of time down in that area. There's a little town called Ixcalac. Boy, whew, phenomenal. And then down in Texas, I spend most of my winters, because I've kind of grown to like it, down on Padre Island. Not South Padre, that's down by Brownsville, and I'm a little bit more north Padre Island. I probably wouldn't mind just having the funds to get down to Padre Island and park the trailer and be fine. So, kind of thinking. There's a thing I was talking about on my podcast today that was something I talk about all the time, is just living in the Matrix. You know, the movie, actually the documentary about how the majority of people, you know, are programmed from when they're little people by the adults that model behaviors to them and belief systems, and they formulate perceptions, and that's the way they go with their life. And I kind of made the connection to the riots or the protesting. Today is day 13, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday was 12, where all across the U.S. people are out there doing whatever they're doing. And a lot of that is caused from their belief systems that they got when they were little kids. So, in other words, let's say the protesters, right, the rioters, they grew up in a family where mom and dad acted out certain kinds of behaviors based on belief systems that they had. And the kids, when they got to be 7 and older, decided to make that a belief system for them and a perception of it. That's how life is going to be. And so when they get old enough and the right situation comes up now, they jump on the bandwagon, and they don't even know why they're on the bandwagon. A lot of those people have no idea why they're out there protesting. They have to look at the other guy's sign. What does your sign say? What does your sign say? What does your sign say? Oh yeah, that's why I'm here. They don't say it that way, but there are people in those protesting groups that really are uncertain of their belief systems and why they're there. That's pretty scary. So when you start feeling a conflict in your life, you know what, something isn't right for me anymore. It's like, what's going on? I'm not real sure. I'm irritable, I'm short, I'm easily agitated. I get these episodes of rage. I have anxiety attacks, and I don't even know why or when. That's because your new belief systems as an adult are in conflict with the program you were given when you were a little person, and they clash. And you find yourself sometimes in these mass protests, and subconsciously you really haven't figured it out why you're there. You know, you really don't know why you're there. So think about that in your own lives with all that's going on right now. You know, the pandemic virus. If you've listened to all of my stuff, you know my views towards that. And my views are just real clear. Where was it? I read it last night and I read it this morning. Liberty University. Good school, you guys. Good school. Good curriculum. Now this is kind of backing up the way that I feel about the virus. Liberty University and all of its students never stopped school because of the virus going around the country. Now, just yesterday, they announced they never had a sick student. They never had a case of anybody testing positive for the virus. Nobody died. Nobody ended up in the hospital. They never quarantined or closed the school down, sent everybody home. They just kept going on with classes as if everything was the way life is. Nothing changed and nothing happened. I find that really interesting. I'm of the same belief. I mean, I know there's you people out there watching that I know who you are, that adamantly believe if you step off of your porch, you know, the droplets of the virus are going to come through the air and soar up your nose and you're going to get sick, go on a ventilator and die. I mean, you believe that. It's the same thing when you're a little kid and your mother or your father has a disease and they're extremely negative and critical and worried and you know, life is bad and just all this ugly negative belief system that forms a perception in your brain, and you have a choice to say, I buy that hook, line, and sinker. And see right up here, this X up here, this red X, you know, I have the X to shoot at. It's going to get me. It absolutely is going to do the same thing to me that it's doing to, you know, mom or dad or whatever. Then there's the other little kid in the family, grows up in the same family, sees all the same things, and he or she says, I don't know what they're talking about. It looks not good to me. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't believe in cancer, or I don't believe in diabetes or high blood pressure or whatever. The kid goes on to live to be 100 years old. Never gets sick. It's the same thing with the guy who believes he's going to walk off of his porch and get the virus and end up on a ventilator and die. It's your belief system. It's your belief system that's screwing everything up. You can either be in the matrix and accept everything that's going on, take the blue pill, so to speak, and every day is going to be the same, and you're going to live the program you were given day in and day out. Or you take the red pill, as they say in the documentary, and you become creative and change all your belief systems to healthier stuff, and you just don't accept the fact that you have to get sick, or you have to have a bad life, or a poor life, or a life of lack, or, whatever the case is. And you don't. Here's a thought. I've said this more recently than I had realized, but getting older and dying is a myth. It's a myth. It's a cultural belief system that we all grew up with and we all saw modeled to us, or we heard, or were told, or observed. That, I don't know, people die between 65 and 85. I have no idea. And therefore, everybody dies between 65 and 85. But what for? Neuroscience and science and medicine have no information that your body wears out. It doesn't wear out. You don't have to die at 65 or 75 or 85 or 95 or 105 or 115. You don't have to. There's nothing happening to your body. There's nothing happening to your body that's causing it to die. The cells aren't dying out. Your organs aren't falling apart at 105. They don't just talk to each other and say, well, it's this guy here is he's 108 now. Maybe we ought to cash in our chips. What do I know? I'm 70. I'm 70 years old. Every morning at the gym, I bench press 315. I mean, I do a lot more than that, but I make sure that I do 315 in my routine every morning. I'm stronger now and healthier now than I was when I was in professional sports. Doesn't look like I have a lot of hair up here, but there was a point in time in my life where I had no hair. I kind of don't believe in being bald. I don't know why people shave their head. I'm on this kick to grow my hair. Gray or not, I'm just going to keep growing it. There's actually some hair on the top that's growing back. I don't know why, I just don't believe in it. Therefore, why go bald? So your belief system has a huge impact on how your life turns out. It determines what you upregulate in genes, being good or bad, or you downregulate, what genes you flush out of your system. If you think about that, understand that all these people we see on the 5:30 news every night the majority of them have that conflict going on in their head. And think what a struggle they've gotten themselves into. So anyway, I guess I kind of talked about a lot of different things. None of it probably, it's all important to me. It all makes sense to me. I hope some of it did for you. Um, I'm having a good day. It was rainy today and it's sun's coming out. You know, I've got a lot done. My gosh, I got a lot done. I have a wonderful plate of food some people brought over for me, and I'm definitely looking forward to eating that in a couple minutes. And I hope you guys are too, having a good day. Here's what I want to leave you with. There are infinite possibilities that exist in your life that today, and fill in the blank. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot, and see you. Bye.